who would have predicted that? The world champions, humbled, humiliated, whatever word you want to use, but humiliation is one that springs to mind, Ronnie. And look, you guys said at half-time, we spoke about the Dutch tactics, but you said that, you know, if the Dutch went out and played against Spain as opposed to being so defensive against them, that they would have a better chance. But who could have predicted that?
Just before they scored a goal, the Dutch second goal, when they come out second half, they had a passage of play which must have been about 20 passes. And you look and you're thinking, why don't you do that all the time? What's wrong? Why do you have to go and kick people? And then just after that, they scored a second goal. And then they just settle down and they just want to play football. They forget about kicking people. They have the players, Robin, Van Persie, they have the players that can do it. I think they got it all wrong in the first half, but they came out second half. I don't know where Spain have gone now or where they go. I didn't think it'd end this quickly. They struggled completely, Xavi and Iniesta, who I keep talking about because they were the ones who made Spain tick. They don't anymore, unfortunately, for the Spanish. A great win for the Dutch, but I didn't see it coming.
Liam?
No, not at all. I agree with Ronnie. You know, I thought the Dutch just had too much energy and too much commitment for the Spanish team in the end. You know, they got that second goal and Spain collapsed. I do think that it was a foul on Casillas, the third goal, and that really tipped them over the edge. But the energy of Holland, you know, how they went about the game in the second half, it looked like they softened them up in the first half, and they just come out and finished them off in the second, you know. But football can be like this, Dara, you know, and I thought Del Bosque go down the line of his players and say, look, that's one to forget. The competition's not over yet. We're not done with yet. Let's put that away, and we've got to start again. We've got to find out what went wrong. A lot of slow players in the Spanish team. The two centre-backs got slaughtered by Robin. Busquets looked slow. Alonso looked slow. You do wonder whether they can retain it now. You know, I thought maybe before the game they would be Europe's best bet, but you really have to revise your... well, I'll have to revise my judgment now, but I wouldn't write them off totally. Sometimes games can turn into freak games, and I think that's what happened tonight. And I wouldn't say the Dutch play 4 or 5 times again that they'd smash Spain. I think it'd be a lot different. So we'll wait and see how the competition evolves. But Spain are up against it now because Chile will be difficult opponents.
Yeah, but they lost the first match 4 years ago as well. It was to Switzerland.
Not 5-1, though.
Yeah, I know. It's the manner of the defeat. And even the words that Liam said there, Spain collapsed. Like, you don't expect to be saying that about one of the greatest teams we've ever seen.
Well, Liam posed a question before kick-off. Do this Spanish side have the drive and determination still? And I remember, you know, when you see a squad winning a trophy, you're looking for any sign of complacency. Are they as hungry to go and do it again, or are they sitting back going, you know, we've achieved all we want to achieve? And there was no sign of a drop-off from 2008, 2010, 2012, but it was a complete collapse. Like, when they went behind, there was no... They didn't step up their efforts, they didn't change the intensity of their performance. They had no response whatsoever there. They looked unrecognisable from the Spain side that we've seen for the last few years, with the exception of the final last summer in Brazil. It's hard to put into words what we just saw. I mean, had they lost 1 or 2-0, we'd be sitting here scratching our head, well, we've seen Spain lose a competitive game. To lose in the way they did, as emphatically as they did, no one predicted that.
It seemed the Dutch goal and the chance they missed, David Silva missed just before half-time, it seemed that sort of knocked them back a bit on their heels, because they came out very, very slow second half. But the Dutch came out quick and got at them and played some really, really good football.
Young legs as well, a lot of young legs in that Dutch team. You know, the lad down the right-hand side, Jamat, never stopped running. Blind was excellent. He's only 24. He was the Dutch Player of the Year last year, playing for Ajax. He made the first 2 goals. He was very good. Guzman was very good, although he was fouling too much for me in the first half. But their energy and their youth, I'm afraid, undid Spain in a big way tonight.
Van Gaal working with young players again. Like, was this a tactical masterclass from him?
Well, if you were a Manchester United fan, you'd be sitting there very happy tonight, wouldn't you? You know, saying, well, this bloke, what he does is bring spirit to the team. You know, they work all worked very hard for the team. But I do think Van Persie's equaliser on the stroke of half-time was a big goal in the game.
The Flying Dutchman.
Sometimes it's a good wake-up call as well, you know. They're winning everything after everything after everything, and you go out and you get a bit blasé about it probably and think, oh, we'll beat anybody. And you lose 5-1 and you start to have a look at it again. You think, hang on, we may not be that good. We've got to work harder.
It's more than a wake-up call, though, isn't it?
Yeah, you'd wonder.
It's the first time since 1950 they've conceded 5 goals.
Yeah. I mean, you'd wonder how big a blow this is to the morale of that Spanish side. I mean, they were humiliated on the biggest stage. Like they were mauled there for the second half. I don't know if any of those players as a group have ever experienced that.
We have to take a look as well. It could have been more.
They could have been.
Yeah. Exactly, yeah, they've taken a Tonkin as well.
You remember, go back to Barcelona in the Champions League last year? Bayern murdered them, didn't they? You know, with that energy and power. And I think people are probably saying, well, that's how you undo them. Sorry, go on, Richard.
I mean, it's possible, as you said at the start. I mean, you can lose your opening game and go on and win the World Cup. Spain did it last time. They could finish this group now maximum with 6 points. The way the group is shaping up, everyone is expecting Australia to lose 3 games. Yeah. So it's possible Spain will get 6 points. It's very possible the other 2 teams will finish with 6. The goal difference tonight kills them. They can go on and win the next 2 games, and the way the group could finish, the goal difference could kill them, and it could have been more than 5. Yeah. But this is absurd. We're talking here about Spain should have conceded more than 5 goals.
The petrol tank looked empty, well and truly empty in the second half.
Yeah. That was the reason I said that a year ago, because I thought they did look very, very tired.
You said at the start. You said that performance last summer was the start of the demise. You were spot on.
And where can the Dutch go now in this competition? Like, would you put them ahead of Spain on the evidence of what you've seen
tonight?
They
should top the group now, Darren, shouldn't they? They should really top the group. So that means you know, working out all the equations that they'll avoid Brazil, and they'll probably have to place, you know, the second in Brazil's group. It could be Croatia. You just don't know. You know, I remember Argentina. When was it? Was it 4 years ago? Did they beat Serbia 6-1? And we were looking at the world champions.
Yeah.
You remember?
Yeah.
And they got battered 4-1 in the quarterfinals by Germany. I wouldn't read too much into it.
Okay. What a result. We've got another break to take. We're going to be back shortly with more discussion, and we'll pick apart the Spanish performance and the Dutch performance. We've got some hugely significant analysis to come after this break. Do not move.